All right, today we're talking about something that could totally change how you use your computer. And no, I'm not talking about another chatbot or some new image generator. This is different. This is all about giving AI the power to use a computer just like you and I do. So just imagine this for a second. What if an AI could actually see your screen, move your mouse, click all the buttons, and type for you to get things done? I know, it sounds a little like science fiction, but it's way closer than you might think. And to really get why this is such a game changer, we first have to understand this massive wall that's been in the way for decades. Okay, so let's get into this idea of the automation wall. See, for the longest time, AI has been fantastic at talking to other machines, but it's been absolutely terrible at dealing with the stuff built for us, for humans. And this slide, it breaks it down perfectly. Our computers kind of live in two different worlds. On one side, you've got the machine world. This is the land of APIs. Think of it as the secret language of computers. It's all code, it's structured, predictable, with super rigid rules. But then you've got the human world. That's the screen you're looking at right now. The icons, the buttons, the GUI. It's visual, it's messy, and it's built for us to just intuitively click and scroll around. So yeah, that gap between those two worlds, that has been the biggest brick wall for any kind of truly flexible AI. An AI couldn't just book a vacation for you because it couldn't see and understand the confirm booking button the same way we do. But that wall is finally starting to crumble. So what's the sledgehammer tearing down this wall? Well, it's a brand new, specialized model from Google called Gemini 2.5 computer use. And you can pretty much think of it as giving AI a pair of eyes and a pair of hands to navigate our digital world. At its heart, this model is built to do exactly what we've been talking about. It can literally look at a computer screen, figure out what all the different bits and pieces are, the buttons, the forms, the links, and then it generates the specific actions it needs to take to get a job done, just like a person would. So, how does this thing actually work? Well, it's a surprisingly simple little loop. First, you give it a goal, like find this cat video, and you send it a screenshot of what's on your screen right now. Second, the AI analyzes that picture and sends back a really specific command, like click the button at exactly these coordinates. Third, a little bit of code on your machine actually performs that click. And finally, boom, it takes a new screenshot, sends it back to the AI, and the whole cycle starts over and over and over until the task is finished. And if you want to see what this really looks like in action, check out this demo that Google showed off. A user gives the AI a pretty complex goal. Find a specific pet's info on one website, then jump over to a totally separate customer management app and use that info to book an appointment. I mean, this is the kind of task that, before now, would have been a total nightmare to automate without a ton of custom code. And hey, this isn't just talk. The numbers really back it up. When you put it to the test on the standard industry benchmarks for these kinds of web agents, things like Web Voyager and Online Mind 2 Web, the official model card shows Gemini 2.5 is outperforming its top competitor. And look at this. It's even showing real promise on mobile interfaces, which are notoriously a huge pain to automate. Okay, but this is the point in the story where things get a little more complicated. Because when you give an AI the power to act in the world, not just talk about it, you open up a whole new can of worms. This is the unseen and, frankly, kind of unnerving side of what we call agentic AI. AI that has the agency to act on its own. Just look at this number. According to a big report from Stanford's Human-Centered AI Institute, publicly reported AI incidents shot up by over 56% in just the last year. That's a massive jump, and it tells us that as AI gets more powerful, the potential for harm is growing right alongside it. And we are not talking about your computer freezing or some funny bug here. We're seeing tangible, real-world harm from AI systems that are way less capable than what we're talking about today. From wrongful arrests because of bad facial recognition to chatbots giving out truly dangerous advice. Now, imagine an AI that can act on that bad advice or automate harassment online all by itself. The stakes just get so much higher. This story, which was documented in a lawsuit, is just a tragic and heartbreaking example of what's at stake. A teenager's interactions with a chatbot allegedly led him to take his own life. It's a gut-wrenching reminder of what can happen when these powerful systems are out there without the right safety measures in place. So here's the bottom line. When an AI moves from just providing information to actually taking action, clicking buttons, sending messages, maybe even spending money, it introduces a completely new and way more powerful class of risks. It could make a simple mistake and delete the wrong file, or it could be intentionally misused to cause chaos at a scale we've just never seen before. Which, of course, brings us to the billion-dollar question. How do we build the guardrails for this new world? If we're going to let these AI agents act on our behalf, we have to be 100% sure they are safe, secure, and are actually doing what we want them to do. And building safer AI isn't just one thing. It's a whole bunch of things that all have to work together. You've got the obvious stuff, right? Security and safety. But it's also about transparency, knowing how these things work. It's about fairness and making sure they're not biased. And of course, it's about fiercely protecting our privacy. So, what's Google actually doing about this inside the product? Well, they've layered in several safety features. First, the model itself is trained to recognize when you're asking it to do something high stakes. Second, there's like a safety cop watching every single move it wants to make before it happens. And third, and this is the big one, for anything super sensitive like financial transactions, sending messages, or downloading files, it has to stop and ask for your permission first. The human is still in the loop. But, and this is a big but, there's a bit of a reality check. This survey from McKinsey shows what they call the knowing-doing gap. Look at cybersecurity. That first bar shows that about 2/3 of companies know it's a risk. But that second, shorter bar, that's how many are actually doing something to mitigate it. There's this huge gap between saying, oh yeah, that's a problem, and actually, fixing the problem. Having the tools is one thing, but using them is something else entirely. So where does all of this leave us? We're basically standing at a huge crossroads. On one side, you've got this incredible, promising technology, and on the other, some really, really serious dangers. And it's so important to remember, this stuff is still super new. This quote from a Reddit user who was messing around with the AI is just perfect. They asked it to play a game, and after one round, the AI basically said, okay, I've proven I can play the game, so my work here is done. It's kind of funny, right? But it's a great reminder that these agents don't think like we do. At least, not yet. But make no mistake, the fundamental shift here is massive. For the first time, we are truly giving AI agency, the ability to act on its own inside our digital world, a world that was designed by humans, for humans, full of messy interfaces and incredibly high-stakes decisions. And that leaves us with the one final massive question that we all have to answer. The agents are here and they can act. The challenge now, for all of us, is to figure out how we build the systems, the rules, and the oversight to make absolutely sure that when they do act, it is always unequivocally for our benefit.